Well, greetings, Masters University students. This is Mr. Doucette. Once again, this is week number 2, so we're getting started here. I hope that your first week was not too painful and that you were able to get all the assignments done. There was a few students who've missed doing a few of the assignments, so I will not penalize you at this point. Please go back and complete those assignments so that I can get them graded. And speaking of grading, I will be grading. I graded twice last week. I'll be grading again the next couple of days. So everything should be graded in the next few days that you submitted. Most of you did your work on Sunday or later in the week, so I wasn't able to get to it. So make sure that you read my comments. Very important, especially on your writing assignments. And I'll just say this that I'm very gracious the first week or two, and then I get very strict on your writing assignments. So I just want to make sure that you watch the video that I did on business writing, because business writing isn't just what it says, it's also how your document looks. And that's very important that you utilize a lot of text design, bullet lists, headings, short single space paragraphs. Your document should look very neat and presentable, not just a paragraph of text. So keep that in mind. And if you watch my video, I go through and give you samples. I explain exactly what I'm looking for. What are the do's and don'ts of business writing that most students make mistakes on? So please watch that. And then I'll begin probably this week being a little more harsh on your grading based off of what was taught in that video. I know that that is a video I sent you. It's not necessarily a part of the class, but it helps you to know exactly what I'm looking for in the writing assignments, and it also helps prepare you to get the best grade possible on those writing assignments, and it keeps me from having to do a lot of comments and teaching in my comments versus just you watching the video, and that'll help us make strides, to doing a better job altogether. So anyway, make sure you view that. But again, this week we're going to look at what you have to work on. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here of our homepage in Canvas, and here's our class. So I'm going to select that and come down to our module week 2. That's where we're at. And that's going to show you what you should be working on. So of course, this was our first week, and you did a check-in, you did some reading, you did some grammar assignments, and pretty much every week follows the same format. You have a discussion, you have a grammar assignment, you have a writing assignments, grammar assignments. The grammar assignments, by the way, at the end of the chapter that you're reading, it's level 1 only, and you just answer the question. You can pretty much cut and paste the sentences and then make the changes and retype them. That's fine. Just make sure you identify your changes. That helps me grade them a lot easier. But anyway, the grammar assignments are really just rewriting sentences or punctuating them. Where to use a colon, where to use a comma, how, things like that. And then your writing assignments, so those are all going to be either an email, a letter, or a memo. So make sure you format it exactly like the document needs to be formatted, and that you reference the appendix in your book or the samples within your book that show memos, emails, and letters. So make sure you do it correctly, because that'll mark your grade down, and that you also utilize a lot of text design, as I mentioned earlier. Bold text, underlined text, italicized text, headings in your document, bullet lists instead of a big paragraph, things like that really make your document more readable, scannable. What your book also uses as high skim value. You can skim it. Your reader can skim it and get the gist of it, because there's points along the way that their eye can catch. And that's the idea of business writing. Busy business people do not have time to read long, wordy, lengthy documents. They're not gonna read it. So if you really want to get your message across, you need to present your document visibly appealing, as well as reads well and flows well. So anyway, so that's what I encourage you to work on as we move into this week. Again, we're looking at chapters 3 and 4 now. There's some readings you can do. There's some lectures you can listen to. You definitely need to do those. And then again, you have a discussion post, which you have to make your initial post by Thursday night in order to get full credit. And then you have your 2 grammar assignments and your 2 writing assignments. So that's it for week number 2. If you have any issues or concerns or questions, or you need prayer, you have some crisis going on, I'm more than happy to pray for you and pray with you. And just reach out to me either way, via email or text. You can instant message me right over here in the inbox, and I will get it as an email. And that's probably the best way to communicate with me. If you send me an email direct through Masters, I go in a few times during the week and check. But if you want an immediate help, text me. My number's at the bottom of every one of the announcements, or you can also message me right here on the left in the inbox, and I'll get it as an email right away. So that's the best way to communicate within Canvas. So, all right, well, have a great week. God bless you all, and you will see me on video again next week.